We're live. I'm alive, apparently. Hello, everybody, as I continue my painting the Underhive. I'm going to start with some yellow, although that's not really the color I need on this one. So, we'll switch to this one. So I just got some yellow in my palette. You can see my palette a little bit better that way. Move this over here. Try not to bump everything. Here we go. We're in business now. Get more water in here. Just need a little bit better, little bit runnier of a consistency, somewhere between a wash, like more like a layer paint, if you will, like a something that is going to change the pigment of whatever it touches, but isn't going to overwhelm it, or also be a pain in the butt to use. That is a pretty gross colored yellow. Excuse me. I'm gonna go with like a smaller brush. I'm gonna go ahead and start hitting these pipes. Trying to just add a little breakage to the color. This is also going to be one of the ones where you got to go real slow. Take your time. Steady your hand if you need to. I'd rather kind of go a little bit slower on this bright yellow over everything than have to try to clean up whatever mess that I make with it. So I'm just taking my time here. Trying to blend in this. I like the way the shading came out here on this purple, but it didn't really achieve the same thing on the top. But that might be okay for the further plans I have for this. So this would be before, we're just going to go slow, take time. Because it'll just be easier in the long run than trying to clean this yellow up off of everything. Not that it's a really big deal. Like I said, the oil washes will cover stuff up at the end, but when you're throwing around the big base colors, that's the time to just be messy. But you're doing these bright kind of detail colors, I feel like it pays a little bit to just go a little slower. It's actually really difficult because everything is still wet, so I can't really support myself very easily with this. Okay, not bad. Try to finish this yellow up on these pipes here in the front. See if I need to paint anything else yellow. I feel like doing this wiring. Again, I'm just going through and trying to hit some of these details with this brighter yellow, trying to do a little bit of color break. I'm trying to go a little bit slower and not make a mess of it. I'm just working on these details. Adding some more. I like this color because it has that very industrial, adds that industrial coloring to it. Got some wires going on down here. Trying to be patient with these so I don't have to go back and clean up. And there is a little yellow piece under here. Or soon to be yellow piece. There we go. Get a little bit of yellow on these. Gives us some color break. That's good. That's good. Where else do I want yellow? I want yellow. Push this back a little bit. I think on these ones. I think that'll pop a little bit. So these are just the little inserts that go in here. I didn't glue them because the way I cut it, they were tight enough to just kind of pop in there. So just gonna put a little bit of paint on them. Before we go back and highlight this real quickly. Good. I feel like this will match the pipes. Give the pipes like a location to dead end into. Going to have to figure out how to shade these. Without making a huge mess. I don't think that's possible. Again, I will figure that out when I get to it. good. Almost done with these. Only this one and one more. And we'll highlight them up. I think I figured it kind of out how they're going to sit on there. So. So I still have a little bit left in this palette, just a tiny bit. I'm just going to add a little white into it. A little blob of white on there. So now I'm going to just kind of like push this back just a little bit. So these are the 3 top ones. These are the 3 side ones. So, in theory, that's how I'm going to try to highlight them. I'll just get a little bob of this white and make a mid-tone. So where the dirt is where up is on these. So I'm just going to highlight the front against it, like light is possibly shining in. Like that. And then I'll take a little bit more white. Just kind of highlight along this edge because that's going to be the top. It's going to be sitting right flush like that. So along this edge and then along this edge. And that's it really for those 3. So I'll take that mid-tone. And then I'll put it on this front too. Top edge is in the front, and I'll tap in a little bit more white, a little bit on the front too. Done. Next one, grab that mid-tone, tap in that mid-tone coming from the direction which would be the where the light is shining, and then here too, because light is going to hit it like that. Blam. And tap in a little bit more white. Oh, too much. Get up there. Get down there in the front. See, that was a little much. You can always blend it a little bit more too if you need. And for these ones, I'll probably just put it so that the seam here is facing into the piece of terrain. So with that in mind, they would sit like this and the light would be shining from this direction. So that's how I'm going to try to highlight them. I'm going to highlight them from this side and then hit the more white. Blend it a little if you need. Good as gold. Okay, so there's the seam, so that means it's going to be facing like this. So the light's going to be coming directly from you guys, right? So that means I'm going to go here and across. That. I mean, and that's really all you need if you want to go back and get, you know, blend more, add a little bit more stippling, but so that's the shading. Simple, quick, effective. Again, you can go back and kind of do this in layers as well, but because it's oil paint, it's like it takes a long time to dry, and that does give you time to manipulate it further. Like, for example, and I might just do this just for this example, instead of using so much white in this, I could have probably lightened stuff up with like some yellow. So let's go ahead and put it on my palette right next to the white. Put a blob of this yellow. And we're just going to do the same thing, grab a little bit of the yellow. So the light's shining from this direction. So depending on what shade you're looking for, if you're looking for brighter, creepy sewer grate, then the yellow works better because it's adding more of that yellow into the yellow ochre mix I had before, as opposed to the white just shading that that mix I made up. So just gonna tap in some of this yellow. Cool. Just adds a different kind of highlighting. I mean, it's very similar. It just is brightening it up towards yellow as opposed to the off yellow tan sort of it was going to before. But that's just an easy way that you can use, you know, a slow. You can do a similar thing with acrylic paints. You just have to be quicker about it, and like plan that out. If you had those colors already on your palette and ready to go, you could wet blend them pretty well. I feel like it shouldn't be too big of an issue. I am going to kind of cheat down here if I can, because I missed some wires. Okay, so now that, you know, I shaded these guys up, I want to do something similar to these pipes a little bit. And this is really supposed to be the brightest corner where the light is coming in, so I'm just gonna try to express that a little bit on these pipes. I'm doing this pretty much the same way as I did the last one. I'm just using a mid-tone and then going up with a lighter tone. Paint was so watered down that it's started to set up a little bit more, so it isn't just wet blending. But that's fine. I do have the cielo I can mess with too. Cool. Dig it. Oh. Make me a little space. Oops. Just trying to tap in a little highlights here. Nothing crazy, just trying to add a little variation to the wires. I think I am going to have to get a little bit more paint going though, because I want to do this too. That one is the test piece I did before I did all of these caps to see if I could, and I wanted to match the other ones. So I'm just mixing up a little bit more of that yellow color that I've just been working with. Yellow ochre and cadmium yellow in about equal portions. So just a little bit. So, and matching this with the other ones that I just painted will help give the piece a little continuity. Right, since I have all the stuff to highlight it right here, right now, I might as well do that. Okay, looking good. I think really all I have a little bit to do is some blue on this real quick, which I can bust out. Just got a little bit of this French ultramarine. Going to mix it up to the consistency I want. Just cover some of these pipes on here real quick. That one right there. And this one right here. Okay, and then raise this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing up there. I'm going to hit a couple pieces up here with the glue. That little console and these guys right here. Oh, and shoved my hand right in the picture. That's the other thing working with these is you do have to, like, if you get something to where you really like it and you don't want to mess it up, you do have to stop messing with it, because you'll inevitably end up, or I will inevitably put my elbow into it or whatever. So okay, that's looking good, but now I want to do a little bit more blue. I want to hit this railing or the edge of this platform with it, and some of the detailing up here. I have noticed that the paint does react different on the EVA foam. It's possible that I didn't seal this good enough with like Mod Podge or PVA glue or something before priming it, because I know that EVA foam has a tendency to soak up paint. blue a little bit. All right, cool. I think well, I still have a little bit of this blue. Just do a little around the edge of these little platforms. Alright, I do have a little white left. So the highlighting is going to be from this corner. So I'm going to be super quick and sloppy with it for this. And I just had a little bit of white left over from earlier when I was painting the blue and white. Cool. Be a little highlight in here. Not very much. Some of that mid-tone to give it a little variation. Okay, very good. I did drop a blob of blue right there, which really is not good, but I'll just put extra wash there. Okay, that one is actually looking pretty dang good. It's got the blue, it's got the yellow. Those just need to dry without getting ruined. I bash this up right here. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to shake you so bad. I bashed this up right here, so I'm gonna fix that highlight because I did like it the way it was. Awesome. Okay, well, I feel like I really just need more of that brick red on this other one, which I'll switch over to. So just need to do like the concrete color I chose is kind of like a brick purpley brick red, I suppose you could call it. It's a little red. blob of red. A little blob of blue. And a little blob of yellow ochre. Good amount of water. Blend it all together. This is a bit more red than the last batch, but that's fine. I don't mind the variance. As I've said before, because they're all mixed with the same colors, they will match a little bit because of that. So. Red in here. So it's really kind of in a back in an unlit, shadowed area. So I'm just gonna not worry about being too messy back here. So I can't really angle the brush to get back here anyways. Who built this? Okay, that's looking good. Now I'm gonna do this whole top area too. Which should allow me to use a bigger brush. Cover more surface area. Hell yeah. Cool, looking good. Excellent. Do I have any more white left on this palette? I think I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that same thing. Mix up a mid-tone. And actually, because the light is supposed to be shining from this area, I am gonna jab a bit back into here. give a little bit of variation there. We're gonna go up top too. Do that same sort of thing. Ready? Easy peasy. So now I'm gonna pull you guys in a little bit closer. I have this guy here and this little detail here, which is like a little GW bit, and I want to make it the same color as buildings, so I'm going to mix up a little bit more green. Oh, water's too close to the phone. I kept smacking it. My bad. So we're just gonna get this guy to match the green of the buildings. Oh, woo, flying pallet. Make sure I get him all covered from all angles. I'm just gonna take a little white and this is technically on the other side of where the light source would be coming from, so I'm going to say that there's just another light source shining on this from this side, just so I can show you as an example. Apparently if I move at all, the camera will wiggle, so this is just my mid-tone. Then I'm going to say this other light is coming from this corner, so I'm going to keep my brush at that same angle. And I'm going to try to push in that mid-tone wherever I can without changing the angle of my brush. Right? Making sense? So then I'm going to grab more white, even lighter, and I'm going to continue that process, but only with the more raised areas. And then we're going to go with as pure white as I can get in this palette right now. Bam. And that's pretty much done for me. Like I don't really feel like I need to mess with it more. If I wanted to, I could, you know, you can go in here and you can try to hit up the face a little bit, because this is all really wet and moist still right now. It will blend itself a little bit, but that is not necessary. Like you can do it pretty easily. Bam. So that was a super easy way to just shade in something very quickly. So we're going to do similar thing with this piece as well. Blam, done. Right, 5-second highlight. So I think all I really need to do on both of these pieces, that's 3 pieces now that are to the stage of just getting a little bunch of brown on them, which means that I am null and void as far as having something to continue working on. So I'm going to move this camera back. Maybe. So I gotta go prime some stuff. And it's a beautiful sunny day out there, so I'm gonna go do that right now. I will try to do another live stream later today, probably around 7-ish. So if you guys want, you can catch me there. If you hit, I think if you hit the notifications bell or whatever, it will ding you when I go live. That's probably the best way to catch me at the moment. But other than that, it was fun painting this. I love the highlights. I'm not even going to change anything but wash this tower because I like how weird the rainbow is going on it. And yeah, so I got kind of a cyberpunk Necromunda going off. So yes, check me out later. I'll be on probably about 7. So thanks for watching my live streams, and I'll catch you later. Peace.